Evening, everyone. It is 7:03 p.m., February 17th, 2026. I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is the regular meeting of the full City Council. Our clerk is out this week, and so we are thankfully being filled in by my right hand, quite literally right hand man, Jeffrey. And so he is going to do the roles of our clerk this evening. Thank you, Jeffrey. And the Jeffrey will call the roll.
Anderson Burgos.
Here.
Devine. Here. Graney.
Here.
Here.
McGrath Smith.
Here.
Masonette.
Here.
Murphy Rumboletti.
Here.
Panich.
Here.
Purcell.
Here.
I. Rivera.
Here.
J. Rivera.
Here.
Sullivan.
Here.
Thalheimer.
Here.
Vacan.
Here. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. So before we get started, just a couple of housekeeping things. This meeting is being recorded, as usual, by our friends at Holyoke Media. It is also being translated live into Spanish, and the meeting is being recorded. And what? Oh, yes, thank you. Jeffrey's so good. Okay. And then we're also live in the council chambers, and it's being recorded on Zoom. So thank you all. And we do have some folks on Zoom. And so I would entertain a motion to take a roll call vote that for the purposes of this meeting would be applicable to all motions to receive, to refer items to committee, remove items from the table, place items on the table, package items together, and comply with items, adopt items not requiring a roll call, or suspend the rules unless there is an objection.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. So a couple things that I just wanted to address. I do have some notes here for the president's report. By the way, Councilor Sullivan, you were drawn first this evening, if you did not already know.
Yes.
You were the lucky. Go play Keno after this. It's your lucky
As long as
day.
everybody goes along with me, I'll lead the way.
I think that's it on those things. So for today, I have a few things. We are going to take a vice president vote today. Though our city clerk is not in attendance, she has assured me that I am able to do the swearing in myself. I've got the little note card here. Hopefully I do her proud and fill in as I can. So we'll get to that after. I'm going to give my updates first. There is also, we did receive a communication about the Chief Administrative Financial Officer Search Committee. The mayor communicated to the council that he would like 2 city councilors appointed to represent the council. I will be fully transparent with you. Up until this morning, I had assumed this was yet another ad hoc committee that I was being requested to appoint councilors to. And then I heard that folks were under the assumption that we were voting tonight. I'll really do whatever the will of the body is, whatever folks want to do. If folks want me to appoint, I'm happy to do that. I do know that some folks are interested. I also encourage everyone to be as interested in all the other subcommittees or ad hoc committees or advisory committees that I am begging half of you to be a part of. And I still don't fully have participants. So thank you to Councilor Jenny Rivera, who offered to join the Parking Advisory Committee, because I do need more appointments for that. So we can get back to the CAFO, whatever you guys want to do. I don't have whatever you want. I did want to let everyone know that I will be appointing Councilor Purcell to be the DGR chair, Development Government Relations. Thank you for stepping up and doing that. That being said, I do know that I received a lot of communication, and I think the whole body did, from residents of the city who are eager to get Councilor Israel Rivera's order on an agenda for DGR related to Elmwood Forest. For those who are tuning in, that is noted. But please also be mindful that we have a lot of things in the DGR jacket that are time sensitive. DGR is a time sensitive committee. And so it may not be the next meeting, but it will be addressed and taken up. It was filed less than a month ago, so bear with me here. Government is by nature a little bit slow, and I hate it, but here we are. If I could change it, I would have changed it already. Quick update, I have been attending weekly meetings with the DLS. We had an announcement last week about the Municipal Finance Modernization Act that was passed by this body. And so I just want to clear up any confusion for folks that may have tuned in, or the fiscal year 23 audit has been turned in. That does not mean it's been approved. Right. It still needs to be reviewed by the outside auditors. Other outside auditors have also reviewed it. But if folks are wondering, things are moving forward. The Deb Wagner was on the call, was pleased with our progress. I'm going to continue to attend those meetings weekly. So just, I encourage all of us to make sure that as we go through this process, I will be communicating with all of you every time I have an update. If things are changing, I will let you know if there's a communication. I also talked to Deb Wagner about the way in which updates are communicated to us. In the past, it has only been sent to me. I've asked that it's also sent to our administrative assistant. Just makes a lot of sense. So no one will be missing out on any updates going forward. And in fact, I will probably update you too much. And so just stay tuned for that. And let's just do the best we can as a body to prevent any misinformation or inaccurate information from moving forward. There are 2 flag raisings. We're coming into the month of March, and there will be 2. Because why not? March 1st is a Sunday, and that will be at the JFK Monument, which is near Holy Cross Church on Appleton Street and Suffolk. Thank you. That's at 2:30 p.m. And then Monday, March 2nd at noon, there will be one outside. No, the website said noon. And as the website co-chair for the parade committee, I hope it's right, but if it's not, I'll let you know. But that's on Monday. It's outside of City Hall right here. Stephen Fay from the mayor's office will, as always, send an invite to everyone. And then just check your email for the ambassador's breakfast. Jeffrey sent you an email. Okay, Stephen Fay's email says 10, so I'm going to go with that. So Monday, March 2nd, I'll be updating it on the parade committee website. And the ambassador's breakfast. Please let Jeffrey know if you are attending. For folks who are new, that is held on the Sunday of parade day. So that's March 22nd. It's at Wyckoff, but there's shuttles that take you to the Kmart Plaza, which also leads me to letting you know you don't have to attend the JFK breakfast. However, if you are planning to march in the St. Patrick's Day Parade, please let Jeffrey know if you have not already. And if you need special accommodations, please let us know as soon as possible. As a parade committee member, those are logistics. So please let us know. And last thing, parade committee related, the award winners will come in on our March 17th meeting. So that's a month from today. And so with that being said, first of all, is there any other updates that folks want to provide related to the president's report? Councilor Rivera.
Just wanted to congratulate the Holyoke High wrestling team for winning their division. And
nice. Congratulations.
And then congratulate Parker Brunel as well as Jesus Morales for winning their particular weight classes.
Awesome. We love to see it. Thank you. Anyone else? Councilor Purcell.
Madam President, I'd like to the council to take a moment of silence in reference to the passing of Jesse Jackson.
Okay.
Please.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Well, seeing none other, I would like to head into the vice president vote. Entertain a
A
motion.
motion to go to the first ballot?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to go to the first ballot. I'm gonna call you the clerk tonight because it's old habits die hard. And this is gonna go in alphabetical order. So, Counselor Sullivan, you're off the hook for this one, but we're gonna do these roll call votes in alphabetical order, as we usually do.
Anderson Burgos.
Megan McGrath Smith.
Devine.
Megan McGrath Smith?
Greenie.
Counselor Bacon.
McGrath Smith.
Megan McGrath Smith.
Masonette.
Patty Devine.
Thank you.
Murphy Ramboletti.
McGrath Smith.
Panich.
Megan McGrath Smith.
Purcell.
Megan McGrath Smith.
I. Rivera.
Patty Devine.
J. Rivera.
Megan McGrath Smith.
Sullivan.
Meg McGrath Smith.
Tallheimer.
Counselor McGrath Smith.
Vacan.
Counselor Bacon.
Congratulations.
9 votes for Megan McGrath Smith, 2 votes for Patty Devine, 2 votes for Linda Vacan.
Counselor McGrath Smith is elected on the first ballot. And impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties incumbent upon me
discharge the duties incumbent upon me
as Vice President of the City Council of the City of Holyoke
as Vice President of the City Council of the City of Holyoke
to the best of my ability and understanding,
to the best of my ability and understanding,
and agreeable to uphold the Constitution of the Commonwealth
and agreeable to uphold the Constitution of the Commonwealth
and the United States of America
of the United States of America
and the ordinances of the City of Holyoke and the rules and orders of the City Council.
and the ordinances of the City of Holyoke and the rules and
Orders.
orders of the City Council.
So help me God. There you go. Congratulations. All right. Thank you, everyone. For 56. Okay. All right. And then to circle back to the, what do you guys want to do for CAFO search committee? Counselor Devine.
Thank you, Madam President. My understanding from talking to people that there's only 2 people that are interested in it, and that would be Mike Sullivan and myself. But again, I don't know if anybody's interested or if we do it separately or together.
I mean, Counselor Rivera.
So if it came to a vote, I don't disagree. But I have to say that when I read the email, I recently read it, but when I read it, I was under the impression that it would be something that would be chosen by the president. And every other committee that we have, I think systematically it is chosen by the president. So for this particular item, I don't know why it's a little different, but if it is different, I will be willing to vote whichever way we want to vote, if that's what we want to do. But ultimately, I would like to understand why this one is different than any other committee that was selected for the president to choose. If it's parking committee, if it's CPA, there are a variety of other committees that the president kind of presides over. If there's a reason why it's different, then I'm cool with that regardless. I just wanted to understand that piece of process.
Fair enough. Counselor
Madam
Tallheimer?
Chair.
Oh, 1 second. Counselor Greenie, you'll go after Counselor Tallheimer.
I had some of those same questions as well. I think perhaps it is because it is a new thing, people are interested and enthusiastic about it. But if this is something we want to think about going forward, I don't want to set precedent in a way that deviates from accepted norm. Thank you.
Thank you. Counselor Graney?
Yeah, my vote, Madam President, is that you go ahead and appoint.
Okay, thank you. If folks are okay with that, I'll just do that this week. I'll send an email to everyone by the end of the week. I have had a couple of people reach out that are interested, which is awesome, and we can just do it that way. Otherwise, I'm kind of the mind that maybe I should. If you guys want to vote for all the other advisory committees that I am expected to appoint folks to, then it only seems to make sense. Councilor Anderson Burgos.
Is it a time sensitive, like, we don't need,
Well, it's definitely time is of the essence. So my goal initially was to just make a decision before Friday.
whatever the Madam President wants, I'll.
Okay, Councilor Thalheimer.
I'm in accord with that. Are there other folks that are interested that have not expressed
If
interest?
folks are interested and you have not reached out to me, now's your chance. Not right this second, but like just send me an email and let me know why you're interested, and then we can go from there. But otherwise, I'll just plan to make a decision before Friday, and I'll have Jeffrey email all of you.
Sounds good.
Okay. Okay, and now, if it's okay with you all, we do have someone who, Victoria Hool, ours, from the DPW Engineering Department, is in attendance, and I would love if I could entertain a motion to suspend the rules and take item 56
So moved.
out of order.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to suspend the rules. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so 56, I'll read briefly, is just filed by Councilor Devine, ordered that the City Council approve the temporary use agreement for the Race Street project as attached. Councilor Devine?
So moved. This is, all I have is the order. If there's Vice President just gave me the information. I have absolutely no problem with this at all. I think it's obviously that it needs to be done. And Morais, M-O-R-A-I-S, has already signed it. And the insurance and indemnification is there. There's no interest in the property, compliance with the laws, and it goes into termination of the contract, et cetera.
Okay, thank you. And I'd like to offer, since Victoria is here this evening, I'd like to offer her the opportunity to just address anything needed. So Victoria, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing me up to the top too. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So it's really an agreement. The contractor is required to find a location in the city to store before they are sampled. I'm sorry, we're gonna.
You're okay. We get it.
Oh, look. And, okay. And, so they're required to store the soils within the city when they sample them to make sure they're not contaminated before they bring them off site. And a lot of times communities will offer sort of a staging area in the first place. So they wanted to secure this, or a number of sites. We had to site them away from wetlands and away from residential areas. It did not appear to be actively used right now. And so the agreement would sort of reinforce all of the safety environmental concerns with any work, and that is in accordance with the Mass DOT guidelines, which is an attachment to the proposed temporary use agreement. And then the payment that the city would receive is that at the end, when they're done in 2 years, they would remove their equipment and then repave and stripe the parking lot area.
Okay, thank you. Do any counselors here this evening have any questions? Councilor McGrath-Smith.
Thank you, Madam President. And through Madam President to Victoria Hool, just a question around the ownership of the land at 118 Cabot Street.
Victoria, I'll let you answer that. The ownership.
Okay.
Is this owned by the city or is this private land?
Yes. Okay. Yes. No, it's owned by the city. I thought you stumped me. I was like, it was owned by the city when I drafted this. So.
Yes.
Thank you.
Anyone else? All right. So We are going to, for these kind of votes, we do need a roll call vote. So Jeffrey will call the roll. If you vote yes, you are voting to adopt the temporary use agreement for the Ray Street project as attached. Jeffrey will call the roll.
Sullivan,
Yes.
Tallheimer,
Yes.
Vacan,
Yes.
Anderson Burgos,
Yes.
Divine,
Yes.
Graney,
Yes.
McGrath Smith,
Yes.
Masonette,
Yes.
Murphy Rumboletti,
Yes.
Panich,
Yes.
Purcell,
Yes.
I. Rivera,
Yes.
J. Rivera. J. Rivera. 12 yeas, unanimous vote.
All right, with that, you have passed item 56. Thank you, Victoria, so much for being here this evening.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Go back to the agenda. We've got item 3 is the minutes from the February 3rd, 2026 meeting.
Motion to receive.
Adopt.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Receive and adopt?
Yep.
Okay. The motion was made to receive and adopt. Are there any edits or correct? Wait, I skipped. I'm so sorry. I skipped public hearing. I mean, public comment. My bad. Okay. Apologies. So first up, I have Iris Espada. And for those who perhaps are new to public comment or just tuning in for the first time, I will keep track of the time. You have 2 minutes. And going forward, for now, I'm just going to let folks say who they are and let us know which ward or address, whatever you feel comfortable with, in the city. And I will let you know when we're halfway through, and then I'll let you know when your time's up. Okay? And let's make sure. I think we need to turn that microphone on. Thank you. All right, whenever you're ready.
Muy buenas noches, concejal de la ciudad de Holyoke. Es un placer estar aquí con todos ustedes. Mi nombre es Iris Espada. Yo soy residente de la ciudad de Holyoke desde el 1978 y inquilina de Lyman Terrace. Is this being translated?
It is.
Muy bien.
Not to us, but it will be.
Muy bien. La oportunidad que estoy tomando aquí para hablar con todos ustedes es para darle las gracias a todos y cada uno de los concejales que están aquí presentes. Hay muchas personas que están hablando mucha negatividad, pero yo les quiero decir a ustedes que yo estoy aquí desde el 1978 y he visto muchos cambios. Ustedes han venido a traer muchos cambios. Ustedes han cambiado una novela que había aquí y una falta de respeto que había a la comunidad de la ciudad de Holyoke. Yo les doy las gracias, les deseo lo mejor, les deseo que sigan adelante y que no se rindan. Todos somos humanos y cometemos errores. Eso no nos quita a nosotros la inteligencia ni el valor. Lo cortés no quita lo valiente. Sigamos adelante. Que Dios me los bendiga. Les tengo la oportunidad de decirle que confío en todos ustedes que tienen la inteligencia, el valor y las agallas para seguir adelante. New courage take. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. My organization wanted to co-work with you guys, and I am here representing Neighbor to Neighbor as the chair, and we would like to work with you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Madam
Thank you.
President. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay. Is there anyone else in council chamber who's here tonight for public comment that I don't have on my list? Okay. And then I'm not seeing anyone's hands up on Zoom for public comment, but I'm just going to give another couple seconds just in case. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, so now, my apologies, I'm back to the regular agenda items. Item number 3, did we vote on it? I don't think we voted. Okay, thank you. So item 3, we did have a motion was made and seconded to receive and adopt, and I did not see any edits or corrections. So on the motion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Right. Hold on one second. Together. Okay. Item number 5, it is still on, is it on the table still? I haven't heard
Yes.
otherwise. Okay. Item number 6 is from the mayor. It is a communication. It's the DPW director's signed offer for Michael Gallagher.
Motion to receive and adopt.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. I think we actually just need to receive this one. To receive. Any other discussion? Welcome, Mike Gallagher, into this role. We're excited to have you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. 7 is from the mayor. It is the communication regarding the CAFO committee. I would.
Motion to receive.
Thank you. Motion to receive.
Second.
Been seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. 8 is from the Office for Community Development. It's the opioid fund response schedule.
Motion to receive.
Motion has been made
Second.
and seconded to receive. Do we need to send it to DGR? Oh, this goes with what's in the jacket at DGR, I believe. So actually,
Motion to send to DGR.
motion,
Attach it to the other.
yep, for discussion. So send to DGR. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. I know that item 9 definitely goes to DGR. So
Receive and
this,
send to DGR.
thank you.
Second.
This is the Community Development Block Grant applications, the spreadsheet and the annual plan calendar. The motion was to receive and send to DGR. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? So moved. 10 is the health benefit meeting minutes from October 14th and December 15th, 2025.
Motion to receive.
Motion was to receive. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 11 is from Rise Holyoke. It's a notice of community outreach meeting in March 2025.
Motion to receive.
Motion is to receive.
Send to ordinance.
Oh, and send to ordinance. Okay.
Madam,
Yep, Counselor Devine?
March 2025, should that be 20?
Sorry. It's on the agenda. It says 2025, but on the actual notice, you're right. It says 2026. It's actually March 2nd, 2026.
Okay, thank you.
Receive and send to ordinance. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so moved. And then 12 is from the Redevelopment Authority. It is the annual meeting report and various meeting minutes and various executive session meeting minutes.
Motion to receive.
Motion to receive. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Love to see so many minutes. Okay. 13 is a petition from the Holyoke Mall Pyramid Companies for a special permit for 5.3.1 roof height of the former Sears. Send to DGR.
Second.
Is that great? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. On to the reports of committees. Okay, the 14 is the Committee on Ordinance, to whom is referred an order that an ordinance be drafted regulating the number of cars that can be parked on a residential property. It's recommended that the order has been complied with. Councilor McGrath-Smith.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So for the report of the committee, we went back and forth on this over several meetings and discussed the concept of potentially revising our ordinances under Section 86 and looking at amending it. It currently says that you're not allowed to park in your, it was very clear that it handles parking in other situations. The question in front of the committee was, did we want to amend it by adding that we could also enforce parking in a side yard or a backyard? And we went back and forth on it because, there are certain situations in the city where it'd be important for us to be able to respond. But I think the committee as a whole was very anxious about creating something that would maybe help us resolve a situation, but would then be, have widespread implications across the entire city. We tend not to legislate what happens in people's backyards. We treat that as a private space. People get to do, within reason what they want in their backyards. And if their neighbor doesn't like what's in that person's backyard, then we expect them to build a fence or plant shrubs. And we had this conversation back and forth over whether or not it made sense to amend our parking ordinances in this way, and in the end decided that we could effectively either give it complied with because we did have a rich conversation around it, or just give it leave to withdraw. And we ended up recommending that the order be complied with, and my motion would be that we approve the committee report.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the committee report, that this has been complied with. Is there any other discussion?
Madam Chair,
Councilor Graney.
Is it, you want a cough drop?
just through the chair to the ordinance, through the president to the ordinance chair, please.
Yep.
What is within reason?
What is within reason?
Could you clarify, Councilor Graney, your question?
Yeah, what is within reason, as far as how many cars, et cetera, et cetera?
Yes, I think I understand what you're asking, and we're still, this conversation is not ended, but there's really two places that we could consider looking at this, and one place is Section 86, where we have other parking ordinances. The other place, which we actually have coming into ordinance soon, is under our zoning ordinances, with a consideration around how we could potentially tighten that language up. So the conversation itself is not over. I think the initial conversation just where the committee landed was that amending 86 was not the place to do it, and we wanted to continue the conversation when we look back at our zoning ordinances.
Then my question is, why do you consider it being complied with rather than laid on the table?
So in terms of laying it on the table, the reason why it would make sense to either give it leave to withdraw or complied with was that we decided that it did not make sense to amend Section 86 in that way, and that instead it made more sense to potentially take up the issue in the zoning ordinances, and that needs to be noticed, and there has to be a public hearing. And I think that was part of the conversation, that it felt like if we are going to go this route, or we are going to potentially create, tightened limitations around where people park cars in their side yards or backyards, that it really needed to be something that involved public comment and needed to be, involved through a public hearing process. And thus it made more sense for it to come through zoning. So that's a totally separate order that we already have moving forward and have noticed for, and that conversation will happen there for sure.
On the
Thank you.
24th, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that public hearing will be on the 24th. So thank you, and thanks for recapping your meeting discussion. All right, on the motion to adopt the committee report, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved. 15 is
Madam Chair, a point of order.
Sure, what's up?
The subcommittee meetings are not viewed by the entire Holyoke population, but these meetings are. So
Okay.
it's beneficial to reassess some of these things, or re-app some of these things. Thank you.
Was that a point of order?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not sure what the point of order was, but noted. Thank you. On to the next
You're
item. Item 15 is the Committee on Ordinance, to whom is referred an order that city ordinances shall be amended to order the city treasurer and/or auditor to send an annual communication to City Council on the financial status of the Community Preservation Fund by the council's first meeting in March. Items to be included are the most recent account balance, where the funds are deposited or invested, the dates and the amounts of any deposits either from the Commonwealth or the municipality or any other source, the dates and the amounts of any withdrawals and payments in support of the CPA's mission. Please also separately delineate any payroll or consultant information. Recommended that the order be adopted. Councilor McGrath-Smith.
Thank you, Madam President. This initially, was something that is already named in a certain way in the ordinances related to the creation of the CPA committee, but it named that there would be some quarterly financial information shared. It wasn't very specific. So this was shifted in a one major way, which is, if you can see the language in front of you for 15, it says now that we'll be deleting the section that said there will be some quarterly financial information shared, and instead we're inserting that new bolded information. So the new section 1D there says, the committee shall maintain records of its business and shall submit an annual communication, although more frequently upon request, to the city council on the financial status of all its accounts by the first council meeting each March. This report shall include account balances, where funds are deposited or invested, the amount of deposits from the Commonwealth or the city or any other sources, and the dates and amounts of withdrawals or payments in support of the CPA's mission. The report shall also include all funding currently encumbered to existing projects, as well as the funding currently available. So it's a lot more clear in terms of what the council is asking for, and we shifted it from quarterly to annual. And that makes a lot of sense because the committee itself is already gathering this information and sharing it internally in the meeting in March that they have, prior to them then voting on the projects that they're going to be sending to council. So this information is something that the committee itself is already analyzing and reviewing, and we're just asking them, please gather that information and put it in a format that can be easily shared to council. And the timeline, I think, works well because we'll be getting that information before that slate of projects is being given to us to be able to approve, which will be coming to us soon. This year. So this is something that, I think we should vote on this tonight for sure. But I also think with Grace, I think this is coming to the committee now, and we're not giving them a lot of time to put it together for us. So I just want to, set the expectation a little bit that I think with some grace, hopefully, we're going to be okay with them giving it to us perhaps by the second meeting in March if they can't get it to us by this first time, only because this is just going into ordinance now and doesn't give them a lot of time to do that.
Thank you, Councilor McGrath Smith, for that update.
And the motion is to approve the committee report and to make the changes in ordinance.
Second.
And pass the first reading.
Okay. So the motion was made and seconded to adopt the committee report and pass the first reading. But first, I do see Councilor Bacon's hand up.
Thank you, Madam President. I just wanted to note that while we are requesting this annually in March, and I'm sure we'll be fine giving them a little time to get it to us, we also left language in there that if a question comes up and members of the council would like an update, that can be requested in addition. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Any other comments or discussion? Councilor McGrath Smith.
Thank you, Madam President. I just wanted to name that there are two small errors, I think, and just in terms of needing extra words that are not in here. So I think we need to add the word or before more frequently in that second line there. And I think we have to add the word and before the dates and amounts.
I'll second that amendment.
So small Scrivener's error.
Or before more frequently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then the other one was and. Sorry.
Before the dates and amounts.
Before the dates and amounts. And that was the language seconded on the amendment.
Yep.
All those in favor on the amended language?
Aye.
Okay. So then we'll go back to the motion to pass the first reading. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to pass the second reading.
Motion was made made and seconded to pass the second reading. All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed?
A motion the passage be ordained.
And a motion that the passage be ordained as amended. The clerk will call the roll. If you vote yes, you are voting to adopt item 14 as amended. Oh, sorry.
15.
15. Just kidding. 15 as amended.
Sullivan,
Yes.
Thalheimer,
Yes.
Bacon,
Yes.
Anderson Burgos,
Yes.
Devine,
Yes.
Yes.
McGrath Smith,
Yes.
Masonette,
Yes.
Murphy Rumboletti.
Yes.
Panich.
Yes.
Purcell.
Yes.
I. Rivera.
Yes.
J. Rivera. J. Rivera. 12 votes, unanimous, 12 yeas, unanimous.
Thank you. With that, you have passed 15. And Councilor Bacon, I apologize. Do you, I've got these orders here from ordinance. Can I assume that your signatures are on them?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Motion to take 16 and 17 up as a package.
Motion has been made and seconded to suspend the rules and take items 16 and 17 as a package. On the motion to suspend the rules, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, 16 is the Committee on Ordinance, to whom was referred an order that the DPW install a handicap parking sign for Ani Portes, and 17 was the Committee on Ordinance referred an order that a handicap sign be placed outside of 167 Elm Street for Zoila Diaz. Both orders have recommended that the order has been denied. Councilor McGrath-Smith?
Thank you, Madam President. So the Ordinance Committee, regularly sends information out to the Disabilities Commission. We heard back that there was not enough information, or at the time, enough sort of a case to be made in order to merit these spots being made, and so they were both recommended they be denied by the Disabilities Commission. We are going to affirm, their denial. That only makes sense. But they, of course, said that both applicants are more than, welcome to submit again if they have additional information or have, some information that the commission did not have at the time that would affect their recommendation. So the committee report is just to accept the denial.
Okay. Are there any other comments? All right, the motion is that the orders be denied. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. 16, 17, okay. Hold on one second. Okay, 18 is the Committee on Ordinance, to whom was referred an order that the City of Holyoke shall create an administrative and finance department. Acceptance shall be subject to implementation by city ordinance and any necessary amendments to the city charter. This order shall be referred concurrently to charter and rules and ordinance to be considered jointly. See attached Municipal Modernization Act of 2025. Recommended that the order be given a leave to withdraw. Councilor McGrath-Smith.
Thank you, Madam President. There were several, pathways forward for this, and of course, because we were able to handle the newest draft of the Modernization Act through a different order. This one is simply, loose in the jacket, and as a result, has no purpose. So at this point, the committee report is to give it leave to withdraw.
All right, thank you, Councilor. Is there any other comments? Okay. On the motion to give leave to withdraw, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? So moved. Thank you, Ordinance. On to Finance. 19 is the Committee on Finance, to whom was referred an order that there be a transfer in fiscal year 26 of $13,421,739 as follows: from Trans to Health Insurance Trust to Trans to Health Insurance Trust. Just to note, these are two different line items, and it's recommended that the order be adopted. Councilor Devine.
Madam President, since we had this meeting, the auditor would like it returned to her.
Oh,
Okay.
she would like it to be sent back to
Right.
the auditor. All right. Do you want to make
Motion to have item 19.
Hold on one second. The auditor has her hand raised.
I didn't-
Hello, Sharon.
Good evening, councilors.
Good evening.
Councilor Devine, this one is not the one that we wanted to return to the auditor. The 13 million was just to move it to the correct line item.
Okay.
Yeah, the one that we wanted to return to the auditor was the one for $15,000 for the sale of real estate or the capital.
That would be item 49. Is that correct,
okay.
Sharon?
Let me
That's what
get
my
there.
notes say.
Yes, 49. My apologies. Yep, 49. But this
Okay.
one I definitely need to have voted on tonight, the transfer.
Okay.
Thank
Good
you.
catch. Glad you're here. Thank you. Thank you. So it's recommended that the order be adopted.
And-
Counselor Devine?
Yeah, apparently the first one, the 13,421, 739 was put in the wrong line. So that's all it's doing, is going to the right line.
Does anyone want to add anything? Okay, I would entertain a motion to pass the first reading.
Motion to pass the first reading?
Motion's been made and seconded to pass the first reading. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to pass the second reading?
Second.
Motion to pass the second reading. The clerk will call the roll. If you vote yes, you're in voting in favor of the transfer in item 19.
Sullivan,
Yes.
Tallheimer,
Yes.
Bacon,
Yes.
Anderson Burgos,
Yes.
Devine,
Yes.
Graney,
Yes.
McGrath Smith,
Yes.
Masonette,
Yes.
Murphy Ramboletti,
Yes.
Penich,
Yes.
Purcell,
Yes.
I. Rivera,
Yes.
J. Rivera.
Yes.
13 votes unanimous.
All right, with that, you have passed. Then I've got item 20 is finance, a transfer request of $350,000 from pay patrol officers to pay E911 dispatchers. It was recommended, and to pay overtime. It was recommended that the order be adopted. Counselor Devine.
Yep. Thank you, Madam Chairman. The chief was in to talk about this, and he indicated that this overtime was necessary, and he still has savings in the overtime account, and he should do fine for the rest of the fiscal year.
Okay. Are there any
Motion-
other
Sorry.
comments? Okay, I would entertain a motion.
Motion to take the first reading?
Motion's been made and seconded to pass the first reading. Seeing no other discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh, wait, yes. Any opposed? Sorry, I'm doing 6 things at once right now.
Motion to pass the second reading?
Motion is made and seconded to pass the second reading. The clerk will call the roll. If you vote yes, you are voting to adopt the transfer request in item 20.
Sullivan,
Yes.
Tallheimer,
Yes.
Bacon,
Yes.
Anderson Burgos,
Yes.
Devine,
Yes.
Graney,
Yes.
McGrath Smith,
Yes.
Masonette,
Yes.
Murphy Ramboletti,
Yes.
Penich,
Yes.
Purcell,
Yes.
I. Rivera,
Yes.
J. Rivera.
Yes.
Unanimous vote.
Okay, with that, you have passed item 20. Item 21 is the Committee on Finance, to whom is referred an order that there be a transfer of $1,000 as follows from pay patrol officers to pay stipends. It was recommended that the order be adopted. Counselor Devine.
Motion to pass the first reading?
Second.
Motion was made and seconded to pass the first reading. Under discussion?
Yeah, the chief was in, and what this is it's through the collective bargaining agreement. It requires that a senior officer be the supervisor of records, and that's the stipend that goes along with this.
All right, thank you. Is there other discussion, questions, anything from counselors? All right, on the motion to pass the first reading, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to pass the second reading?
Motion has been made and seconded to pass the second reading. The clerk will call the roll. If you vote yes, you are voting to adopt item 21.
Sullivan,
Yes.
Tallheimer,
Yes.
Bacon,
Yes.
Anderson Burgos,
Yes.
Devine,
Yes.
Graney,
Yes.
McGrath Smith,
Yes.
Masonette,
Yes.
Murphy Ramboletti,
Yes.
Penich,
Yes.
Purcell,
Yes.
I. Rivera,
Yes.
J. Rivera.
Yes.
You mean item
Unanimous
20?
vote.
Okay, with that, you have passed 21.
21, right? Okay.
Yep. Item 22 is the Committee on Finance, to whom was referred an order that there be a transfer of $54,000 as follows. Pay senior civil engineer to professional engineering. It was recommended that the order be adopted. Counselor Devine.
Motion to pass the first reading?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to pass the first reading. Under discussion?
Yes, this is the salary for our civil, well, it's a professional engineering for Victoria, and I always want to recommend and thank her for the great job she always does.
Great.
Thank you, Counselor Devine. Anyone else? All right, on the motion to pass the first reading, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to pass the second reading?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to pass the second reading. The clerk will call the roll. If you vote yes, you're voting to adopt the transfer request in item 22.
Sullivan,
Yes.
Tallheimer,
Yes.
Bacon,
Yes.
Anderson Burgos,
Yes.
Divine,
Yes.
Graney,
Yes.
McGrath Smith,
Yes.
Masonette,
Yes.
Murphy Rumboletti,
Yes.
Panich,
Yes.
Purcell,
Yes.
I. Rivera,
Yes.
J. Rivera.
Yes.
Unanimous vote.
With that, you have passed 22. Item 23 is the Committee on Finance, to whom is referred an order that the City Council hereby accept the provisions of the Executive Office of Housing and Economic Development one-stop $265,000 no-match grant and authorizes the establishment of a fund. It was recommended that the order be adopted. Counselor Devine.
Yeah, this is, the director of the DPW is in. This is for a DPW grant, and this is to work on the sewer systems throughout the city and evaluate various locations, also construction upgrades throughout the city. And in summary, the grant will be helpful in correcting any sewer system problems.
Thank you, Counselor Devine. I would entertain a motion to pass the
Pass the first reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to pass the first reading. Is there other discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to pass the second reading?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to pass the second reading. The clerk will call the roll. If you vote yes, you are voting to adopt item 23.
Sullivan,
Yes.
Tallheimer,
Yes.
Bacon,
Yes.
Anderson Burgos,
Yes.
Divine,
Yes.
Graney,
Yes.
McGrath Smith,
Yes.
Masonette,
Yes.
Murphy Rumboletti,
Yes.
Panich,
Yes.
Purcell,
Pat, yes.
I. Rivera,
Yes.
J. Rivera.
Yes.
Unanimous vote.
With that, you have passed item 23. Item 24 is the Committee on Finance, to whom is referred an order that there be a transfer of $50,000 as follows. From management service contract to professional services other. It was recommended that the order be adopted. Counselor Devine.
Motion to pass the first reading?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to pass the first reading. Under discussion, Counselor Devine.
Yeah, this is through the Viola contract that we have. This is, gives us the ability to have somebody watching over that contract to make sure that everything's going the way it should go. And I'd certainly like to thank Counselor Sullivan, who was a big part of this contract. I don't know if he wants to say anything on this. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but.
Thank you.
Not at
Counselor
all.
Sullivan?
No, this was, originally when we did the contract, it was for the winner of the contract, in this case Veolia, to pay for the salary of someone to oversee it. Later in the contract negotiations, this was moved back. They're still paying for it, but instead of hiring a person, we can hire an outside service, so it moves to, the 100,000 moves to a city line item. And this is 50,000 of that 100,000 that we now have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion, oh, sorry.
Anyone else? Okay, seeing none. On the motion to pass the first reading, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion to pass the second reading?
Motion was to pass the
Second.
second reading. It's been seconded. The clerk will call the roll. If you vote yes, you are voting to adopt item 24.
Sullivan,
Yes.
Tallheimer,
Yes.
Bacon,
Yes.
Anderson Burgos,
Out of the room.
Divine,
Yes.
Graney,
Yes.
McGrath Smith,
Yes.
Masonette,
Yes.
Murphy Rumboletti,
Yes.
Panich,
Yes.
Purcell,
Yes.
I. Rivera,
Yes.
J. Rivera.
Yes.
12 yeas, unanimous vote.
Okay, with that, you have passed item 24. Item 25 is the Committee on Finance, to whom was referred an order that Chapter 43, Section 90, A, C, D of the pension law regarding half pay be sent to the Finance Committee for discussion with the Retirement Board. It's recommended that the order has been complied with. Counselor Devine.
Yep, motion, we had the retirement board in, and Tony DeLude, who is the director of the retirement board, and it was discussed, and we decided that the best thing to do is have this be complied with, and that I would file another order to get more information, and I've done that, so for the next city council meeting, we'll have that in there.
Okay. So the motion is
pass.
to, that the order's been complied
Complied
with?
with, yes.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All right, all those, is there any other discussion? Sorry. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved. Thank you, Finance. All right, on to the Committee on Public Safety. Item 26 is the Committee on Public Safety, to whom was referred an order that the Police Department provide enforcement activities by Holyoke and/or State Police regarding truck traffic during restricted hours at night and drivers exceeding speed limits on Homestead Ave. Councilor Thalheimer?
Excellent. Thank you, Madam Chair. So we are organizing our meetings in public safety right now by theme. And so we have grouped all of our HPD orders together, which is why all these subsequent orders are as such. We did have the chief come in, and he spent some time with us with these orders, which we appreciate. So in short, on item 26, this was an item from about this time last year. We had a conversation and accepted that this was complied with. The concern was raised and discussed. HPD is continuing to monitor activity and enforce whenever possible, recognizing, of course, that this is an ongoing concern.
Thank you, Counselor. Did anyone have anything they would like to add? All right, so I would entertain a motion that this has been complied with.
So moved.
Second?
All right. Seeing no other discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Thank you. Item 27 is the Committee on Public Safety, to whom was referred an order that the Public Safety Committee meet with the police chief or designee as soon as possible to discuss and possibly regulate motorized scooters. It was recommended that the order has been complied with. Councilor Thalheimer.
Again, the chief joined us and we had a robust discussion on the subject about motorized scooters. We did have a conversation that we feel would help inform ordinance at some later point if this were to come to it, but there are some regulations already in existence, Chapter 90, et cetera. Police do take notice. The leading concern on this was that there were small children involved on these motorized scooters, and there are regulations. My understanding is that there are regulations surrounding that, and HPD would intervene in such cases.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All right, I would entertain a motion.
Motion that this has been complied with.
Second.
Motion was made and seconded. Seeing no other discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Okay, moving to 27. 27 is the Committee on Public Safety.
28.
I'm sorry. Yep, you are right. 28 is the Committee on Public Safety, to whom was referred an order that HPD closely monitor and enforce the no parking ordinance signs and striping proximate to 485 South Street, referred to HPD and DPW. Recommended that the order has been complied with.
It
Councilor
sure has.
Thalheimer.
Again, thanks to DPW for adding the striping on short notice. We did get to see pictures provided by HPD that had been painted. They are continuing to monitor and enforce it. It's a congested area. There's a lot going on there. But they are doing all the things that we had asked them to do. So we duly make a motion that this order has been complied with.
Is there a second?
Second.
Awesome. Any other discussion? All right. On the motion that the order has been complied with, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. 28. Nope. I'm like one off. Hold on. I'm sorry. It's not you, it's me. Okay, 29 is the Committee on Public Safety, to whom was referred an order that the police department be requested to increase enforcement of parking distance ordinances and statutes, including driveways, crosswalks, and intersections. It was recommended that the order has been complied with. Counselor Thalheimer.
Okay, so on this one, we also had a robust discussion that led to a couple of other orders that we're going to see tonight as well. But the sense that we got from the chief is that they are in fact paying close attention to this, and I believe the quote of the night was, "Your officers are hustling for you" on this particular motion. And the chief explained that they had written probably 400 to 500 tickets over the course of the storm, keeping an eye on parking and where people have been parking and where they should not be parking, et cetera. Talking a little bit about how much they are enforcing as much as they possibly can, given some of the current limitations in regards staffing, 7 cars out at a time. They're doing their best is the sense that I got. And so that is kind of what we were looking for. And to that end, I would say that this order has been complied with. I duly make that motion.
Great.
Second.
Great. Is there any other discussion? All right, the motion has been made and seconded that this order has been complied with. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. We are on item 30. And that is the Committee on Public Safety, that the City Council respectfully invites the Chief of the Holyoke Police Department or their designee to appear before the Committee on Public Safety to provide an update to the October 6th, 2025 general overview of the department's policies, procedures, and training regarding potential interactions with federal immigration authorities. And it was recommended that the order has been complied with. Counselor Thalheimer?
Again, this was the most substantive discussion in our meeting that evening, spending about 25-30 minutes on it. Members of the public offered questions and concerns. We had robust discussion amongst our members. We were provided with some information that would be helpful. It has been circulated among city councilors and will eventually be posted on the website in English and Spanish once we find a good housing place to land it. My understanding is also that Councilor Masonette provided some translations of those documents, for which we thank her very much for her time and for doing that. And that information will be publicly available. One of them was a communication from October 3rd of last year from the chief, and a newer one is on basically an FAQ of what to do in case. So to that end, I make a motion that this order has been complied with.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion?
No.
We're get there. Got it. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. On the motion that this has been complied with, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. 31 is the Committee on Public Safety, to whom was referred an order that the city put a no parking sign in front of the old fire station building on Main Street. People park half on the street and sidewalks, so people can't use the sidewalks. Recommended that the order be given a leave to withdraw. Counselor Thalheimer.
So the thinking on this one is that there are actually 2 separate orders within this single order, one of which the no parking is generally, to my understanding, an ordinance issue, but also it is private property that this would be placed in front of. And secondarily, parking half on the street sidewalk, police need to enforce and ticket. That was communicated to the chief while in this meeting. And so I feel like the order as written is leave to withdraw, and people can refile the separate parts if so needed. So
Thank you.
Motion that the order be given a leave to withdraw.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to give the order a leave to withdraw. Is there any other discussion? All right, seeing none on the motion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Public safety. All right, moving on to charter and rules. Item 32 is the Committee on Charter and Rules, to whom was referred an order that the City of Holyoke create an administrative and finance department. Said acceptance shall be subject to implementation by city ordinance and any necessary amendments to the city charter. See attached Municipal Modernization Act of 2025. It's recommended that the order be given a leave to withdraw. Councillor Panich?
Yes, this is the companion to our earlier item 18, and we're asking for a leave to withdraw for exactly the same reasons. It has been superseded by other action, and there's no reason for it to be sitting there in the jacket anymore.
Is that a motion?
I'm sorry?
You made a motion?
Yeah.
Okay, second.
All right. The motion was made and seconded to give leave to withdraw. Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Item 33 was filed, or is the Committee on Charter and Rules, to whom was referred an order that the City of Holyoke apply to the legislature for a home rule petition that allows the city to expand the use of MGL Chapter 40, which grants authority to municipalities to designate a parking space at City Hall for veterans. It was recommended that the order be referred to the Ordinance Committee with a recommendation to add veteran parking at City Hall and the Senior Center. Councillor Panich?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. This is a holdover order from the last session. There was a request for us to clarify whether there was even any need to ask for a home rule petition in order to do this. And City Solicitor Bissonnette confirmed that, in fact, there is no such need. We can put designated housing or designated parking for veterans wherever the city chooses. And rather than Charter and Rules taking it up, it should really go to ordinance for designation of actual parking spaces. And Councillor Devine may want to weigh in here because I believe she has some additional information about this.
Thank you. Councillor Devine, did you have anything
Just,
you wanted to add?
I believe I had given a picture of a veterans parking spot up in Southampton near the Big Y, so I'm not sure if Councillor McGrath Smith still has that, but I'm happy to go up there again and take the picture.
Sounds good. I think she still has it, judging by the nodding of her head. Okay. Anyone else have anything to add? All right. I would entertain a motion.
Okay, the motion would be to refer to the Ordinance Committee with a recommendation to add veteran parking at City Hall and at the Senior Center.
Thank you.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to refer to ordinance and add a veteran parking at City Hall and the Senior Center. On the motion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so moved. Okay, going forward, 34 was the Committee on, if it's okay with everyone, I might do an abbreviated reading on 34, if that's
So moved.
all right. Okay. 34 is the Committee on Charter and Rules, to whom was referred an order that Rule 8 be amended by adding a new Rule P. And it was recommended that the order be adopted as amended to add the language to Appendix A of the City Council rules. Councillor Panich?
Yes, thank you. This is an interesting situation. Toward the end of last year, Councillor Jourdain wrote up a couple of proposed orders and submitted a memo with them along with the order to adopt, explaining that neither of them actually adds anything. These are his write-ups of procedures that are already called for under both state and local law. And he just thought that it would be helpful, possibly, for people to have them as a cheat sheet. And we had a discussion about this in committee, and our feeling, I think unanimously, was that there was no reason to throw away the work he had put into this. They might be helpful for people who need this cheat sheet, but that they should not be part of the rules themselves. They should not be considered mandatory, but it would be good to put them in an appendix of some kind so that where they're helpful, people would have them to refer to. So that's the motion, to adopt these as an appendix, but not part of the rules.
Got it.
This is part one, I should add. There is another one that needed a little bit of rewriting in light of advice from Solicitor Bissonnette, and we expect to have that ready for the next meeting, after our next meeting.
Great. So the motion was made and seconded to adopt the order as amended to add the language as an appendix and not to the City Council rules, but as an appendix. Is there other discussion? All right, seeing none on the motion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? So moved. All right, and then we've got 35 is Charter and Rules Committee, to whom was referred an order that we amend Rule 6E by adding the following, that no member of the city council shall make references to or about another member, but in respectful terms, whether inside or outside the city council chambers, including on social media, that the city council also take into consideration this time how the city's social media policy should help guide our final rule. Recommended that the order be denied. Councilor Panich.
Again, thank you, Madam Chair. This was a robust discussion in committee, and I suspect that after I finish, Councilor Bacon may have a minority report on it. The order came out 2-1, and I think the majority's feeling was that although we all like respectful language and we would all prefer to have it everywhere, we should not attempt to legislate it because of the impossibility, in my opinion, of actually defining what respectful language is and attempting to impose it via rule. And to the extent that this wraps in the social media policy, we also briefly discussed the fact that although there is one promulgated by the administration, since we are elected officials and our hiring authority is the public, it is by no means necessary to actually sign off on that. It has no force. So that's the recommendation. It was an interesting discussion, which I at least would be happy to continue, but that's the report, basically.
Thank you.
Second, if that was a motion.
Thank you. The motion was made and seconded to deny the committee report. Under discussion, Councilor Bacon.
Thank you, Madam President. The chair is correct. I would like to offer a couple of comments relative to this. The one major point that I would like to offer to my colleagues is that there's nothing that prohibits us from writing a code of conduct for ourselves within our rules, and this was a small step in that regard. And I understand the discussion or the point being made about the fact that we are elected, but I would like, through the president, if I could, to our law department to just get their opinion as to whether the social media policy of the city would generally apply to the city council, or if due to the elected nature of our positions, we would be completely exempt from it. So if Attorney Bissonnette could weigh in on that, I would just like to get a little feedback.
Sure. Attorney Bissonnette, are you able? There we go. Welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Well, as I think Councilor Bacon heard in the discussion, there are some free speech, First Amendment issues revolving around both citizen speak-outs as well as elected official speak-outs. The problem on the social media front is how do you enforce it? The council has fairly little leeway in sanctioning its own members under the rules as they exist today. Under the charter, nothing short of a criminal conviction that would be essentially a felony, not a misdemeanor, could serve to remove someone. But there's very little in the way of being able to provide sanctions to enforce the rules. Because if you begin to move to sanction someone's speech as a result of something they put on exterior social media, let's call it, if you try to sanction them by limiting their remarks or ability to participate during a meeting or during committee hearings, you'd run afoul of the principle that they're not speaking for themselves, but they're really providing a voice for their constituents. So you have to weigh that whenever you're considering sanctions for elected officials. I think at this point, given the nature of the discussion around the internal rules of the council, there really would be no way to enforce a social media policy that would do anything other than, the only one I've seen that worked in this state was one that prohibited contact on social media between members during meetings because of the open meeting law requirements. So a ban in, I want to say Beverly, but I'd have to do some research on it. I think it was Beverly, that a ban was adopted on communicating on social media during meetings. But after or before, there was nothing they could do to enforce that. So if someone was caught during the meeting, then you could have some type of sanction involving their ability to speak during the meeting. But that's the only case I know of in Massachusetts. Thanks for the opportunity to comment.
So I do appreciate that feedback. And as we've been looking at some other issues in the past, and people have looked into things in Robert's rules, really the only other vehicle the council has, which is used very rarely, from whatever I've been able to find, would be the idea of censure if something was just so egregious that the supermajority of the body felt it necessary to censure. So I guess then we would just stand on that. So thank you for that. And again, I would say that we still do have the right and the ability to have our own rules for ourselves relative to how we agree as a body to conduct ourselves. And I would encourage us to continue on that path. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Panich?
Yeah, and just to the original point here, I think the problem is less about enforcement than it is about how do you define things like respectful terms. And, that's really my sticking point. I don't want to mire us in endless discussions of whether 3 sentences on Facebook were appropriately respectful. And I don't know of any way we can avoid that if this passes. So that is all.
Thank you. All right. I'm seeing no other discussion on the motion that the order be denied. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
No.
So moved. With that, you've passed 35. All right. On to motions, orders, and resolutions. As a friendly reminder, unless we have to vote on it tonight, unless we really, really have to, we're just sending this to committee. All these things. Thank you. Item 36 was filed by myself. It was ordered that the ordinance for the weights and measures fee schedule be updated per the recommendations of the director. Sent to ordinance would be great.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. 37 is filed by Councilor Panich. Ordered that the city council amend the zoning ordinance as proposed by the planning board by a vote of February 10th, 2026, and fully described in the attached package dated February 12th, 2026. These are for the most part technical amendments designed to rationalize and streamline processes for special permits under the zoning ordinance, to clarify and add definitions where necessary, and to simplify and rationalize our zoning districts. Receive and refer to ordinance.
Please.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Do you want to suspend the rules 38 to 43?
That would be
Send-
fabulous.
Okay. So I'll take that as a motion to suspend the rules.
Motion to suspend the rules.
And take items 38 through 43 as a package and send to charter and rules, correct?
We'll be busy.
So let me just read them briefly. They're all filed by Councilor Panich, and 38 is that the City Council petitioned the General Court of Massachusetts to amend Section 45 of the Holyoke Charter to reflect the residency clause set by ordinance. 39 is that the City Council petition the General Court of Massachusetts to amend Section 15 of the Charter to reflect the new appointing authorities to financial departments be set by ordinance. 40 is that the City Council petition the General Court of Massachusetts to amend Section 6 of the Holyoke Charter and remove all references to the city treasurer. 41 is that the Law Department review the charter and previously adopted special act to identify any additional changes in order to reflect the recent adoption of the Municipal Modernization Act. 42 is that the City Council petitioned the General Court of Massachusetts to amend Section 46 of the Charter to reflect the residency clause set by ordinance. And 43 is that the Law Department and City Council review Section 22 of the Holyoke Charter to consider amendments to clarify its language and examine whether provisions therein related to the $200 threshold for applicability and for voting procedure and thresholds should be revised or eliminated. Send to Charter and Rules. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved. 44 was filed by Councilor Purcell. Order that the City of Holyoke install a street light at the corner of Linden Street and Suffolk Street on the even side of Linden Street with a copy to Public Safety and HG&E. So would you like that to go to referral? Let's refer it to Public Safety with a copy to the Gas and Electric.
Perfect, thank you.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. 45 is ordered that the handicap sign be removed from 894 Dwight Street. The resident no longer resides at that location. So send to ordinance with a copy to DPW and the Disabilities Commission. Is there a second?
Second that. So,
all right. All those
Madam President?
Oh, I'm sorry, Councilor Bacon?
Just chiming in, because Disabilities Commission has let us know that they do not weigh in on removals.
Oh, got it. Okay, they don't weigh in on the removals. It's just the installation. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we'll send to ordinance with a copy to DPW.
Yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so moved. 46 was filed by Councilor Israel Rivera, sorry, that the City Council invite local service providers, nonprofit organizations, municipal departments, faith-based institutions, and community-based agencies that work with individuals and families experiencing homelessness to attend and participate in a public hearing. Purpose of this hearing is to present and review existing initiatives, programs, and services currently serving the unhoused population within the city and region, to identify gaps in service delivery, and to explore opportunities for coordination and collaboration. Be it further ordered that representatives from these organizations be encouraged to provide testimony, data, and recommendations regarding current strategies, challenges, outcomes, and best practices in addressing homelessness and housing instability. Where'd you like that sent to?
DGR.
Yeah, Councilor Rivera?
DGR works.
Okay.
Second.
The motion was made and seconded to refer to Development Government Relations. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. 47 was filed by Councilor Israel Rivera. Ordered that the City Council review and revise the ordinance on the Parking Advisory Board based on the recommendations of their committee.
Madam President, I'm sorry, I don't mean to
Yes.
interrupt, but may I be added to number 46, Councilor Israel Rivera's order?
1 second.
Sorry about that.
Madam Chair.
Yep.
Madam President.
Yep.
As the new chair of that committee, I'd like to be added to the order
Okay.
also. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, back to 47. Send to ordinance, Counselor? Does that work? Okay. Motion is to send to the ordinance committee. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 48 was filed by Counselor Bacon. Order that a city councilor charged with a crime shall be removed from any leadership position on the city council. When there is an apparent conflict of interest with pending charges or complaints, the city councilor shall be removed from membership of any committee that has jurisdiction over the subject of conflict. The purpose of this order is to establish a consistent and fair response when any councilor is charged with a crime. Sent to
Charter and
Charter and
Rules.
Rules. Yep. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
No.
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 Okay. Well, then I think I'll have to do a roll call
Ruling.
vote because some people didn't even vote. So, the clerk will call the roll. If you vote yes, you're voting to send item 48 to committee.
Sullivan? Yes. Tallheimer?
No.
Bacon?
Yes.
Anderson Burgos?
No.
Devine?
No.
Greeny?
Yes.
McGrath Smith?
No.
Masonette?
No.
Murphy Ramboletti?
Yes.
Panich?
No.
Purcell?
No.
I. Rivera?
No.
J. Rivera?
No.
4 yeas, 9 nays.
With that, it does not get sent to committee.
What?
Motion to give it leave to withdraw?
Second.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded to give item 47 leave to withdraw. No, I'm sorry, 48 leave to withdraw. Any discussion? Counselor Bacon.
Thank you. So this was an action that was just taken in the body. And during the discussion, I thought I heard that we should be taking steps so that we would be consistent should things like this arise. And there were examples given about how things hadn't really been consistent. So I guess I'm not understanding what the objection of the body is to have a discussion on setting a standard, because that's what I thought I heard in the debate.
Okay, just to be clear, I will call on folks to weigh in since Counselor Bacon is looking for that. If folks want to participate, great. I will be looking at the clock and I'm not going to allow this conversation to go past 5 minutes. So, Counselor McGrath-Smith.
Thank you, Madam President. I wanted to name that the reason why I'd be comfortable giving this leave to withdraw is because I felt like in previous conversations it was made clear to this body that however much we may want to weigh in an ongoing process, that it was important in a country where we believe innocence before being proven guilty, that it's not possible, nor is it advisable for us to take actions ourselves when someone is charged with a crime because the process is still ongoing. Thank you.
Counselor Tallheimer.
I also voted no on this one for the leave to withdraw because this is also very broad. And what I heard earlier from legal, in particular around some of this language, were words like felony and not just charged with a crime. Seconding, of course, innocent until proven guilty. I'm not against the idea of us taking some steps like this. This is certainly not the first time we've had instances such as these in the body. But I do think if this is something we're working with, we need to be careful, we need to be precise, and we need to involve the legal department at every turn. This language is too vague for me to move on it at present. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Counselor Greeny.
Yeah, just quickly, I think this should go to committee because I don't think we should suppress discussion of anything in this council. Thank you.
Thank you. I have Counselor Bacon.
Can I just clarify that my language in here is not intending to remove anybody from the council. It's relative to the positions within the council. it's seeming like something in the wording is being interpreted to remove a person from the council, and that is not what it says nor intends to say. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Councillor Panich and then Councillor Purcell.
Sure. I am, as much as I dislike the idea of cutting off discussion, I am troubled by bringing something like this forward now, where we have an actual situation in front of us that has not been resolved, where other agencies and authorities are working their will, and where requests have been made, although they're not made explicitly in this order, that would essentially threaten to remove the choice of the voters from discussions that must have been in voters' minds when they elected people. I do not want to assume that if there is any possibility of a conflict of interest ruling coming down, that we have someone who was chosen in large part because they have certain views about that to be removed from the conversation.
Right. If you claim dependence.
Oh, excuse me. You're not on mute. Can we just make sure everyone's on mute? Thank you.
And
sorry, Councillor
the other thing
Panich.
is, it's so expansible. We all have had, and maybe not we new people yet, but there have been occasions where councilors have been very harsh about certain departments within the city. I can remember one recently where a councilor went on radio and called the law department a bunch of snakes and insinuated that they were behaving unethically. And there was no move to suggest, nor I think there have been, that that counselor should never weigh in on anything having to do with the law department. That's not how we do things, and I am troubled at anything that suggests that we are moving in that direction. So, I think at minimum, we might want to take up something like this, but we should probably do it after any current difficulties have been resolved.
Thank you. Councillor Purcell, and then that would be 8:35, so I'm going to move forward. Councillor Purcell?
I promise I won't take you to the limit.
No problem.
I believe in due process, and I believe in human redemption. All of us make mistakes in life, and we have to have the ability to redeem ourselves for our actions. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'll use a little privilege right now to say that I voted yes because a few years ago I tried to pass some orders that would have changed a lot of our rules, and the previous body gave everything that I filed a leave to withdraw, and I just feel like it's worth having a conversation, but that's it. That's really it. So anyway, on the motion to give leave to withdraw, all those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
All right, the ayes have it. So leave to withdraw. Okay. So let me keep going here. Then we've got, it was 49 that was
Yes.
supposed to be returned to the auditor.
Yes.
So I'll briefly read it into the record and then I will entertain that motion. But it's a transfer request of $15,000 from capital outlay buildings to other contracted services, $15,000.
Be received and sent back to the auditor, please.
Receive and send back to the auditor. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Madam
Would you like to
President?
take 50?
I
Yeah.
had a few.
Yep.
If we could make a motion to take up item 50, 51, 52, 54, and 55.
Second.
All right. Motion to suspend the rules and take up items 50, 51, 52, 54, and 55 as a package. On the motion to suspend the rules, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. I'm going to read them briefly and then I'll entertain a motion to send them to finance, I assume.
Yes.
So 50, these are all transfer requests or grant requests. So 50 is a transfer request of $18,250 from pay patrol officers to unemployment compensation. 51 is filed by Councilor Devine. It's that the City Council accept the provisions of the Mass Cultural Council Cultural District Investment, $15,000, no match. 52 is filed by Councilor Devine. It's a transfer request of $50,000 from Cannabis Stabilization to Solicitor Legal Services. 54 is a transfer request that for $50,000 from FICA Medicare to unemployment compensation. And 55 is a transfer request of $55,800 from Pay Assistant CPO to Pay Revenue Collection Specialist, Pay Payroll Specialist, Pay Treasurer, Pay Auditor, out-of-state travel. And I would entertain a motion that these go to
Please
finance.
send to finance, please.
Motions was made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved. Okay. Then we'll go back to 53, which was filed by Councilors Devine, Anderson Burgos, McGrath Smith, and Jay Rivera. Ordered that the Ordinance Committee increase fines for any and all ordinances dealing with blocking driveways, crosswalks, and parking too close to intersections. Fines shall be increased to $75 and up to $150. Any violation of the parking ban shall be a fine of $150. In addition, if warranted, a payment plan may be implemented for low-income and elderly residents.
Madam President.
Yep. Councilor McGrath Smith.
Thank you. If we could just quickly amend that order to add or parking in a no parking space at the end of intersections.
Or parking in a no parking space.
Madam Chair,
Councilor Rivera?
can I make an amendment to that amendment?
Sure.
So that, because I just seen the traffic ticket that they actually have there, can we make it so that everything that's on that ticket gets reviewed? Because a lot of those things kind of like seem, they could stay the same price, but it's just being, since we're doing that, it makes sense to kind of do all of that at the same time if they're going to edit the ticket and get them reprinted.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll, is there a second for that?
Second.
All right. So
Other
we're
citable offenses.
Yeah, all citable.
Named on a
other
parking
citable, sorry,
and any other citable offense.
any
named
other
on a parking
citable offenses listed on the parking ticket.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
On the motion as amended to send to Ordinance Committee. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Then we've got 57 is filed by Councilor McGrath Smith. Ordered that the clerk and the law department draft a list of ordinances that they have a record of being changed in the past year that were never presented to Municode and thus not in the current adopted ordinances not yet codified queue. Send to
Ordinance, please.
Send to ordinance. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. We do have one late file. 58 was filed by Councilor Sullivan and Devine. Ordered that the Ordinance Committee meet as soon as possible to change the City of Holyoke zoning ordinance, Section 4.0 use regulations, 4.1 general, Appendix A zoning, 6.5 performance standards so that the air raid siren located at 109 Lyman Street in Holyoke be allowed to continue to operate every Friday at 12 p.m. Send to ordinance.
Yes, Madam President, I'd like to make an amendment, if I could, that we take out the words ASAP.
Okay.
Or the,
So just
those AS
that the ordinance committee meet. Yes. Was there a second for that?
Second.
Under discussion, Councilor Thalheimer?
I was going to make the possible suggestion that on its way to ordinance, we could also have it stop in public safety because we'll be taking up a number of different noise-related items that are in the jacket and other things that are of this ilk. So we may be having an opportunity for broader discussion that will then help inform ordinance. If the ordinance chair is down for this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just the one thing that was brought to my attention is that there has to be an zoning, since this is a zoning
Public hearing.
change, there has to be a public hearing. 65 days from today to open the public hearing. So we can still, I think,
I'm open to either, but I feel like public safety is going to have a little more room than ordinance.
yeah. You just might run, that's the only concern, is that you might run out of time. I hadn't thought about that. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Through
Councilor
Madam
McGrath-Smith?
President, to the Chair of Public Safety, when is your next meeting? And would that be possibly taken up on that meeting and then sent back to council?
Through the
Yep.
chair to the chair. Our next meeting is in March, but it is very packed. We're working through a lot of the DPW and city engineering stuff. So our next opportunity would be April.
So then we'll probably have to take it in ordinance because we'll hit the time cap.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Fair.
well,
Thank you.
then we'll send it to ordinance. All right. Councilor Panich?
Yeah, just one possibility, which the chairs of ordinance and public safety may laugh out of the room. But as far as I know, there's nothing in 40A that says that the city council side public hearing has to be held in ordinance. It could be held in public safety.
Oh. Okay. Councilor Thalheimer?
To everybody, all the chairs, we could schedule a special meeting for this. We would just have to find an appropriate time to do it, given that everybody's scheduling everything else.
A special meeting of the full city council? No. Okay, you meant like a, sorry, just to clarify.
That is an option that we could do, but I get the sense that it is not a thing that we want to do.
I don't want to set a, but we could do a public hearing in public safety?
Right, and I think we could get to it sooner than ordinance could.
And then what, it gets sent back to ordinance?
Eventually, I think it would have to go to ordinance in order to change the ordinance.
Once the planning board sends a recommendation.
Correct.
So I guess, are you, like, we still have to adhere to the timeline of 65 days? 65 days. Is that okay? Is that?
I can make it work if it's the will of the body.
Okay.
If people feel like that is an appropriate.
I can appreciate that ordinance has a full jacket and you might have a bit more flexibility in there. So why don't we, is there any other discussion?
There's a question.
As the makers of the order, Councilor Devine and then Councilor Sullivan, if you,
Is it 65 business days or 65 days?
65 calendar days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just to open it, though.
Yeah, but never mind, it's okay.
How,
Thank you.
anything else? Councilor Sullivan? Just trying to make this more efficient, but
Yeah.
whatever the makers of the orders would like.
I just don't want to see this thing get stalled in committee, so that's all.
No,
Yeah, no, I think that's the opposite of what's going to happen here.
Trying to speed it up.
We can't, legally, we can't stall it, so
Yeah.
it's more of just making sure that other things in ordinance aren't getting delayed either, so.
On the motion?
Okay, on the motion to send to ordinance, public safety for the public hearing, should we are we sending a copy to ordinance? That wasn't clear to me.
No.
No,
'cause it can
okay.
just be sent to ordinance after.
Okay, great. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved.
Motion to adjourn.
Second that.
Motion's been made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Good night.